Ethan Brooks was a boy from a small, quiet village, but his dreams were bigger than the mountains that surrounded his home. He always felt like there was something more out there, something waiting just for him. One rainy afternoon, while exploring his grandfather's dusty old attic, he stumbled upon a leather-bound diary. The pages were brittle and smelled of time and adventure. As he carefully turned them, one sentence, written in his grandfather's elegant script, caught his eye. Only the brave can see the door, and only the brave can walk the true path. Below the words was a hand-drawn map, faded but still clear, marking a path that led deep into the wilderness beyond the village. A spark ignited in Ethan's heart. This was it. This was the adventure he had been waiting for. He packed a small bag with some food, a water flask, and his grandfather's diary, and set off at dawn, the map clutched tightly in his hand. His journey began with a dense, ancient forest where the trees were so tall they seemed to touch the sky, and sunlight struggled to pierce the thick canopy. Strange sounds echoed around him, and shadows danced just at the edge of his vision. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig made him jump. Fear was a constant companion, a cold whisper in his ear telling him to turn back. But he remembered his grandfather's words and pushed forward, his desire to prove his bravery burning brighter than his fear. Next, the map led him to a raging river, its waters churning and crashing against the rocks. There was no bridge in sight. For a moment, Ethan felt a wave of despair. How could he possibly cross? He spent hours walking along the bank, searching for a way, his hope starting to dwindle. Just as he was about to give up, he spotted a fallen tree trunk stretching across the roaring water like a natural bridge. It was slippery and unstable, but it was his only chance. Taking a deep breath, he stepped onto the log, his heart pounding with every careful step. He focused on the other side, blocking out the terrifying sound of the water below. When his feet finally touched solid ground again, a surge of triumph washed over him. He had faced the river and won. The final part of his journey led him to the mouth of a dark, silent cave. The air grew cold as he stepped inside, the darkness so complete it felt like a heavy blanket. He lit a small torch he had brought, and its flickering flame cast long dancing shadows on the cave walls. The silence was unnerving, broken only by the drip, drip, drip of water from the stalactites above. Fear crept back in, stronger this time. But the thought of the hidden door, the secret his grandfather had left for him, urged him on. Deep inside the cave, he found it. An ancient door carved from stone, covered in moss and intricate symbols. It looked like it hadn't been opened in centuries. With all his strength, Ethan pushed. The heavy door groaned and scraped against the stone floor, slowly swinging open. He held his breath, expecting to see piles of gold or sparkling jewels, but there was no treasure. Instead, a brilliant warm light poured out from the doorway, flowing straight into his heart. In that magical moment, standing in the glow, Ethan understood everything. The journey wasn't about finding a physical prize. The true adventure was the journey itself. Crossing the forest, conquering the river, and facing the darkness of the cave, these challenges had transformed him. The real treasure was the courage he had discovered within himself. The glowing light was the hero's spirit, now awakened inside him. And that was the day a simple village boy walked out of the cave, no longer just Ethan Brooks, but a hero who had found his own true path. What's the greatest adventure you've ever been on? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.